Welcome back, everyone, to The Deep Dive. So glad you're joining us again as we keep rolling through the book of Samuel, chapter by chapter, layer by layer.
Yeah.
We are definitely getting into some really fascinating stuff today.
It's great to be back. And yeah, this is our ongoing journey, isn't it? Digging into this ancient wisdom and seeing how much it still speaks to us now.
Absolutely.
And hey, if you're just jumping in now, welcome. Each chapter, kind of stands on its own, but honestly, for the full picture, the whole saga, you might want to circle back to chapter 1 when you get a chance.
Definitely worth it.
Yeah.
So today's mission, if you choose to accept it, and please do, we're diving into 1 Samuel chapters 18 and 19. We've got this incredible source material, and we're going to pull out the key insights, the important bits.
Right, get you up to speed, maybe surprise you with a few things.
Hopefully have a bit of fun along the way.
And it's really important to say up front, a lot of the deeper understanding we're exploring, it comes mainly from Ariel Louis's commentary. It's just, it's revolutionary, really. Offers this bold, prophetic, almost artistic view of Samuel.
It really opens things up.
It does. And we should also mention this amazing work was inspired by his late father, Rabbi David Louis, and he actually created it with his son, Yehuda Louis. And fundamentally, these insights, they're rooted deep in the teachings of the sages of Israel. Timeless stuff.
Such a powerful lineage of thought there. Okay, so chapters 18 and 19, we're talking David and Jonathan, that incredible bond. And then David's almost unbelievable ability to handle the Philistines while dodging Saul's murder attempts.
Right.
Seriously intense.
It's high stakes for sure. And Lewis's commentary really unpacks David's his genius, both military and spiritual. His vision for the kingdom starts to emerge. You see these hidden blueprints of a king in the making, as Louis puts it.
Blueprints of a king. I like that.
And there's also this deep connection, Louis points out, between David and Samuel. Like a teacher and student, but, way deeper. Spiritual guidance at its most profound.
Okay, let's dive into chapter 18 then. Right after David defeats Goliath, the text says something pretty staggering about Jonathan.
Yeah, it's immediate. The soul of Jonathan was knit with the soul of David, and Jonathan loved him as his own soul.
Wow, just like that, knit together. What's going on there? It feels like more than just, hey, nice slingshot work.
Right. It's intense. And Ariel Louis gives us this incredible lens. He says, only men of Torah can appreciate the depth of love between two partners in the study of the Kabbalah.
Ah, okay. So this isn't just like best buddies. This is spiritual partnership.
Exactly. It implies this shared quest, this deep, almost mystical understanding of God's plan. Louis suggests they recognized each other on this profound cosmic level. They saw the destiny unfolding.
That makes the next part make more sense then. Jonathan does this huge symbolic thing. He takes off his own royal robe.
Yeah. And Louis specifies it wasn't just any robe, it was a royal purple tallis. Think super significant, regal prayer shawl.
Wow. And he gives that to David, plus his armor, his sword, his bow, his belt. I mean, that's basically saying this future kingship, it's yours.
Right. That's precisely Louis's point. Jonathan shared David's vision of the redemption. He saw David's anointing, his true path, even when his own father, the king, couldn't or wouldn't. It's this incredible act of recognizing destiny and, frankly, selflessness.
Amazing. And David, meanwhile, he just keeps succeeding at everything Saul throws at him.
Everywhere Saul sends him, he had good success. So Saul promotes him, puts him in charge of the soldiers, and everyone's happy about it. David's the man of the hour.
He's the rising star. But that's where things start to turn sour, isn't it?
Big time. Louis highlights this pivotal moment. David comes back from, defeating the Philistines again.
Another day, another victory for David.
Right. And the women come out from all the cities to greet Saul and David. Now, Louis notes something interesting. Until David, the women felt naturally retiring before Saul because of his, sanctity and modesty.
Okay, so they were more reserved around Saul.
Yeah. But with David, Louis says they were swayed by David's divine inspiration. They come out singing and dancing. It shows this contrast, right? Saul's holiness versus David's direct, inspiring connection to the divine that just moved people differently.
And they're singing that song, the one that becomes an instant hit single in ancient Israel.
The chart topper, Saul hath slain his thousands.
And David is 10,000s.
Oh.
You could just imagine Saul hearing that.
Yeah, the air goes right out of the room for him. He's furious. He basically says, they're giving him the big numbers, me the small ones. What's left for him to get but the kingdom itself?
And the text is chilling. Saul eyed David from that day and forward. Just pure envy takes root.
Exactly. And then Louis offers this really key insight about the evil spirit from God that comes over Saul. He explains it signifies how Saul's own mind, his human rational side, continued to reject prophecy.
So unlike David, who's open to it, Saul's fighting it internally.
Right. And that rejection, that internal conflict manifests as this evil spirit. His fear just skyrockets because deep down, he knows. He knows the Lord was with him, David, and was departed from Saul. It's a spiritual crisis driving this jealousy.
So this tormented king, his first move is pretty direct, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. He hurls his spear at David, tries to pin him to the wall.
Twice. David has some seriously good reflexes, dodges it both times. Imagine being in that room.
The tension must have been unbearable. So, okay, direct assault isn't working. Saul switches tactics. He promotes David again, makes him captain over 1,000, but moves him away from the immediate court.
This is like a good move, maybe trying to make amends.
Not according to Louis. He reveals the motive in order to lure him into battle where he hoped he would be killed. It looks like a promotion, but the real goal is to put David in harm's way, let the Philistines take care of him.
Wow. Devious. And how does that work out for Saul?
Hilariously badly. Louis points out, not only was David not killed, but he destroyed his enemies. He just keeps winning. The Lord is clearly protecting him, blessing his efforts.
Saul must be absolutely losing his mind.
Pretty much. Louis says Saul becomes more and more in awe of David, but also filled with chagrin. He sees David succeeding, and worse for Saul, all Israel and Judah loved David. His own support is dwindling as David's popularity explodes.
So plan A, spear failed. Plan B, dangerous job promotion, backfired spectacularly.
Yeah.
What's plan C in Saul's get rid of David playbook?
Plan C, the marriage trap. First, he offers David his older daughter, Merab.
Okay.
The condition: David has to be valiant and fight the Lord's battles.
Sounds pretty noble, right? Rewarding a hero.
Yeah, sounds okay on the surface. But knowing Saul by now. Exactly. Louis reveals Saul's inner thought. Let not my hand be upon him, but let the hand of the Philistines be upon him. He's still hoping the Philistines will kill David in battle. This marriage offer is just bait.
Unbelievable. But then, wait, Merab gets married off to someone else entirely. What happened there?
Yeah, it kind of fizzles, and Louis offers the reason. Saul feared that David would take over his dynasty. To make him his son-in-law would only strengthen his position. Saul suddenly realized this trap might actually backfire by giving David a legitimate claim through marriage. Too risky.
Okay, so Saul pulls back on that one. But he's not giving up, is he?
Oh, not a chance. He's got another daughter, Michal. And guess what? Michal actually loves David.
Convenient for Saul. I bet he was thrilled.
The text says it pleased him, yeah. You could almost see the wheels turning. New plan. And Louis gives us this fascinating insight into Michal. He says she had a complex personality exhibiting some of her father's inner conflicts. And get this, she apparently did something totally unacceptable and unprecedented for the time. She asked for David's hand because she was so moved by his prophecies.
Oh, she proposed to him. Based on his prophecies. That's bold.
Very. And Louis suggests Saul saw an opportunity in this, his sinister hope, that Michal would somehow plant Saul's conflict in David's heart, thus weakening his resolve. He's trying to use his own daughter's complicated feelings as a weapon against David's spirit.
That is just dark, using his own daughter like that. So what's the catch this time? What's the dowry?
The dowry, this one's infamous. Saul demands 100 foreskins of the Philistines.
Excuse me. 100 of what? Foreskins? Are you kidding me? That's barbaric and disgusting.
It's shocking, isn't it? Just utterly gruesome. And Louis confirms Saul's grim calculation. For Saul thought to make David fall by the hand of the Philistines. No way David could collect that without getting killed, right?
You'd think. This is David we're talking about. What does he do?
He doesn't just get 100. He goes out, slays 200 Philistines, brings the evidence back to the king. Double the quota.
He double it. Oh, my goodness. Just to make a point, probably.
Probably. So he fulfills the condition, gruesome as it was, and he marries Michal. And the result? Saul becomes yet the more afraid of David, and Saul was David's enemy continually. David's reputation, his name, was much set by he's winning everything, and Saul just hates him more.
It's just this downward spiral for Saul, fueled by fear and jealousy.
Absolutely. And Lewis's commentary really drives home how relevant this ancient story is. You see how power, when poisoned by fear and envy, leads to these incredibly destructive, manipulative games. It's a timeless warning, really.
A powerful warning indeed.
Yeah.
Okay, so that brings us to chapter 19. Saul's done with the scheming, the traps.
Yep. He drops the pretense. He tells Jonathan, tells all his servants, straight up, kill David.
Just like that. But Jonathan, he doesn't obey, does he?
No way. Jonathan immediately warns David, tells him to hide. Then he goes straight to his father. Talk about loyalty and courage.
He really is the hero of this part, isn't he?
Yeah.
What does he say to Saul?
He actually spoke good of David unto Saul, his father. He reminds Saul about Goliath, about how David risked his life, how the Lord brought a huge victory through him. He appeals to Saul's better nature, his sense of justice.
Does it work? Even for a moment?
Amazingly, yes. Saul listens, he softens, he even swears an oath. As the Lord liveth, he shall not be put to death. Seems like a breakthrough.
But knowing Saul,
Yeah.
this peace probably doesn't last long.
Sadly, no. The evil spirit comes back. Saul's sitting there with this spear again. David's playing music for him. And, yep, Saul tries to spear him again.
Seriously, how many times is that now? David escapes, thankfully.
Yeah.
Runs for his life.
He does. And Michal, his wife, she steps up big time here. Saul sends messengers to David's house to watch him and kill him in the morning.
So Michal helps him escape.
She does. She lets him down through a window. And then she gets clever. She takes a teraphim, like a household idol or statue, puts it in the bed,
Okay.
puts a pillow of goat's hair at its head, covers it with a cloth, makes it look like David's sick in bed.
Ah, that's brilliant. An ancient call-in sick trick, but, life or death stakes.
Totally. So when Saul's messengers arrive, she says, he's sick. They report back. Saul says, bring him to me in the bed that I may slay him.
He wants to kill him while he's sick in bed. That's low.
Super low. So they go back, they find the idol in the bed, busted. And Michal, she lies straight to her furious father's face, says, David threatened her, let me go. Why should I kill thee?
Wow. She's protecting David, even lying to the king, her father. Louis mentioned her complexity.
Yeah.
You really see it here, torn between them.
Definitely. A very difficult position, but she chooses David's life.
So David's on the run again. Where does he go?
He flees to the safest place he can think of, the wisest person he knows, Samuel in Ramah. They end up staying in a place called Naioth.
Naioth, like a safe house with the prophet.
Sort of, and Louis adds a crucial detail here. For by now, the life of Samuel was at risk as well. Saul's paranoia wasn't just about David anymore. The prophet himself was in danger.
Things are getting really dangerous for anyone associated with David. And of course, someone rats them out, right?
Yep. The text implies Doeg the Edomite later tells Saul, but word gets out somehow. Saul learns David is at Naioth in Ramah.
So Saul sends troops.
He sends messengers to capture David. But Naioth, Louis paints this incredible picture of Naioth. It wasn't just a place, it was an atmosphere.
What was it like?
Louis describes it as a haven for the creative people, where one is surrounded by choirs and musical instruments. He says the sound of the heavens makes it impossible to ignore the godly spark even in the most unspiritual souls.
Wow. Like a bubble of intense spirituality.
Exactly. Minds open up, people see angels, hear the archangels. It's this place of intense, contagious, divine revelation and revival.
Okay, so what happens when Saul's soldiers show up in that kind of place?
It's amazing. They arrive, they see Samuel leading this company of prophets, all prophesying, and the Spirit of God falls on Saul's messengers, and they start prophesying too.
What? His own soldiers get caught up in it?
Totally. Saul hears about it, sends another group of messengers, same thing happens, they start prophesying.
Okay.
Sends a third group, same result. They all get overwhelmed by the Spirit and start prophesying. It's like this divine wave just washes over everyone who comes near.
That's incredible and kind of funny in a way. Saul keeps trying to use force and God just keeps turning his soldiers into prophets.
It's a pretty clear message, isn't it? And Louis mentions that it wasn't just a few people. Thousands had crowded the hills around Ramah, prophesying, dancing, and singing with great joy. It was a massive spiritual event.
So after 3 failed attempts with messengers, Saul decides,
Fine, I'll go myself. He heads towards Naioth.
oh boy, what happens when the king himself arrives?
Even before he gets right to Naioth, as he's approaching Ramah, the Spirit of God comes upon him too. He starts prophesying along the way.
Saul himself starts prophesying.
Yes. He gets to Naioth, and the experience intensifies. He strips off his royal clothes, symbolically shedding his kingship in this place of divine power, maybe. And he lies down naked.
Naked?
Well, likely meaning stripped of his outer royal garments down to a basic tunic. But the point is vulnerability. And he lies there all day and all night prophesying. But Louis points out a crucial difference.
What's that?
While everyone else is prophesying with great joy, Saul is weeping and crying, seeking to see the good. He's prophesying, yes, but it's painful for him. It's a forced encounter with the divine spirit he's been rejecting.
Wow, so he's caught up in it, but it's an agonizing experience for him, unlike the others.
Exactly. Which leads to that famous, almost bewildered question that people ask, is Saul also among the prophets? It's like, how can this man, the anti-prophetic king, be doing this? And what does it even mean when it's so clearly against his will and full of pain?
That is such a powerful scene, this irresistible force of the divine, just overwhelming even someone fighting it so hard.
Yeah.
Makes you think, doesn't it?
It really does. How potent a true spiritual environment can be. And what happens when someone resistant is forced to confront that divine spark? What does it mean to seek the good when you're weeping and crying?
Incredible journey through these chapters. Saul's fear, Jonathan's loyalty, David's escapes, and this mind-blowing scene at Naoth.
And again, you see how Lewis's insights just illuminate the depth here. It's not just a story, it's a blueprint, a prophecy, drawing on centuries of wisdom from the sages.
Absolutely. So if you found this deep dive as compelling as we did, please do us a favor. Like it, leave a comment. We love hearing from you. Share it with someone you think would appreciate it. And definitely subscribe so you catch our next deep dive.
And yeah, while every chapter offers so much, following the whole series from the beginning really lets you see the full sweep of this incredible narrative. Highly recommended.
So here's a final thought to take with you. Saul at Naoth, prophesying, stripped bare, weeping, seeking good, yet clearly in pain and against his own grain. What does that tell us about encounters with the divine, especially unwanted ones?
Is it God offering a final painful chance? Or just the unavoidable collision with truth?
How does that tension between resistance and divine power play out in leadership, or even in our own inner struggles today? Something to really chew on.
Definitely. Lots to think about. Until next time, keep diving deep.